All right, Shalom, Wakim. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha, Kodash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. I'd like to say Shalom to the elect that's teaching His word in all true faith and sincerity. And today, I just want to title the lesson, It's Only Going to Get Worse. As we see, things unfolding, it's all uh, going according to biblical prophecy. Because at the end of the day, America, and the so-called white man running things is not the end all be all. This is not a perpetual state. Ultimately, the intents and purposes of the Lord, is for this place to be violently overthrown. The destruction of America, which in the scriptures is known as Babylon or Sodom, Egypt. As we get closer to the perfect day, those titles make more and more sense to be applied here. With As we see these events happening, these are just different symptoms to the end of an empire, and it's only going to get worse to ultimately World War III cements the end of this time and the beginning of the kingdom of heaven. So I got this article. This is from Fox News, and it reads, Trump's bans flags burning. So I can read it again. It says, Trump bans flag burning after years of rioting. Left-wing desecration timeline of Old Glory offenders. It says, executive order mandates prosecution following flag burnings across the U.S. So now this is one of those things that this devil can do to you, that he can use to apprehend the people, man. And ultimately, this thing is drawing a line in the sand. You with America or not, and it's going to take further steps. Ultimately, when that mark comes, you can be potentially labeled a terrorist, because you can see, this devil is lining things up to where he's able to use force and violence. Let's see. It says a man was arrested in Lafayette Park in Washington, D.C., just hours after President Trump on Monday signed an executive order that mandates prosecution of those caught burning the American flag as a form of intimidation. See? And you had some nigga, t-shirt and fringes Israelites. A nigga made a public declaration and burnt the fucking American flag. That's going to make a point. Now you have made yourself a potential target to be apprehended, man. But this just part of this devil coming down with great wrath. These are the different avenues he's going to use to make that happen, man. Because there's nothing more dangerous than a wounded animal. And the most dangerous animal in the earth right now is the Edomite. Let's see. He was burning a flag at the time of his arrest, U.S. police says. However, the arrest was not made under Trump's new order. Okay, so matter of fact, let's get some real quick. So you finna see Esau for who he is. The devil that the Bible speaks of. The book of Revelation, chapter 12, and verse 12, it reads, Therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. And that's concerning the elect. Those are the only ones that's rejoicing because of the report, man. We believe what the report says, and guess what? reality is lining up what the report says. It says, woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. See? So this devil, he understands that he know he have but a short time. So that's why he's his back is against the wall. Going back to having that dangerous animal. Dealing with a dangerous animal. You don't animal that's wounded. He's gonna go all in to defend himself, to keep his head above water. And this is what we're seeing with the so-called white man. This nigga's not gonna leave no stone unturned because he understands what's at stake. Power, rulership. And if he ain't in power, he's gonna be at the very bottom. This nigga know what's up. So he understand, he knows that he have but a short time. But who told him that? The prophets. That in itself is an indicator that the clock is ticking. You have the prophets on display. And this ain't all about just you burning the American flag. Just you having your stance against America. In itself, that was going to justify this nigga coming after you. Because a nigga, a Pan-African, would say he's against America. He, all black. These type of niggas. Dreads, bad diet. Will be pro-black, this and that, yet they need this place up and running to fulfill their desires. You know what I mean? You need your little girl to go to college. The very thing that's here, you need those things for your goals and aspirations to be met. But we all the way not for this place. We actually need a destruction so we can be happy. And that's what it's going to, this nigga that's who he's ultimately going to come after. Those, matter of fact, let's jump down. Revelation 12 and 17, and the dragon was wroth with the woman and went to make war with the remnant of her seed. See, that's ultimately who he wants. The remnant. It says, which keep the commandments of the Most High and have the testimony of Yahweh Shai Mashiach. See? Because ultimately you had possessing the testimony of Yahweh Shai, that right there automatically makes you against this place. You can't have the testimony of Yahweh Shai and love America at the same time. Because it talks about those two masters. You're going to love the one and hate the other, man. And that ultimately what happens, once you come across this whole fast to this, you love Yahweh Shai and you hate Esau. You begin to despise Esau. And you see that vice versa with those that's under the shadow of evil. And once they come across this ministry, they despise it, man. That just show proof as well that they love E and hate the Lord, But that's what happens. There's no gray areas. But that's who this man wants. Those that have the testimony of Yahweh Shai. So matter of fact, let's get something else real quick. This is the book of Psalms. I think it's Psalm 59. The book of Psalm 59 and 7, it reads, behold, they belch out with their mouth. Swords are in their lips. For who, say they, doth hear? And that's these devils with their laws and their legislations. It says swords are in their lips. So that's how they get down. These devils will wage war on you. Set up laws and legislations, and and when you go into the details of it, it's very vague to where this nigga can call an audible and move the goalpost and interpret how he fits, But ultimately, isn't it says swords are in their lips because that's this nigga main goal. That's how the Edomites operate because that's their blessing. So how else could he? What else could he do but to deal violence? Fucking devils, man! I fucking hate these Edomites. He could only deal violence. So that's why it's in his laws, his legislations. Nigga said you got the freedom to his, the First Amendment. But you showing your displeasure for it, you can be apprehended. Ultimately, it's going to lead to you being put to death. That's why you got the FEMA list, the red, yellow, blue list, showing you who he's going to put to death, who he's going to try to rehabilitate, who already is on board. You know. Let's see. What's that? I think is it 37? Oh no, it's Isaiah. This is what I was looking for. Isaiah chapter 44, and I started at verse 25. It reads, "Thus said the Lord, thy Redeemer, and He that formed thee from the womb. I am the Lord that maketh all things, that stretcheth forth the heavens alone, that spreadeth abroad the earth by myself." And these are powerful works of the Lord. You know, the Lord is boasting in how He created everything, including the heavens. Even being formed in the womb. Just that whole process. You becoming a liquid into a solid. This seed that's grown into, a being. These are the mighty works of the Lord. It says that frustrateth the tokens of the liars. And this is also a mighty work. Esau being frustrated, because this is his strength. Talk about the right hand of falsehood. When you read Psalm, I believe that's Psalms 144. So that was one of his strength. Of course, the sword, as well as deception and lies. That's his strength. Revelation the 20th chapter. First thing this nigga did when he came out of the pit, out of obscurity, was deceive the world, man. So this is a mighty work indeed. The Lord is able to break up the darkness that this man had over the earth. It says, and make of diviners mad, and turn up wise men backwards, and make of their knowledge foolish. See? And that's what the Lord has done, man. The Lord has disrupted this man and his plans and him continuing and going forth. And when you frustrated, you know what I mean, and that leads to wrath. That leads to you losing it, because out of frustration, this man ain't able to move and come and go how he wants, because the Lord is now stopping them. He's not prospering as he once did. He's not being watered no more. So this, you can see why this devil, he's gonna come down with great wrath, because this nigga's getting frustrated, man. You got these leftists and witches, ultimately a whole bunch of crazy Edomites, weirdo Edomites, some niggas sprinkled in it. They just turned their back on America, man. But you just see as a whole, this devil, and when he think when he wants, he ain't getting it, man. And now violence is going to be included, because what else could he do but use his blessing, man? So yeah, I can I just hold it with edifying. I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Racha, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect that teaching word in all true faith and sincerity. Shalom.